Okay, cool. It's not blinking, is it? Okay, good. Hmm. Yeah, you can wear whatever you want. Okay. That's fine.
Okay, I mean, if someone went in...
Stop. Jesus. Okay, well, pop whenever you're ready. Give me 1 second. I have to change my settings again. Okay, so I hit the button to make sure everybody's quiet, right? That's what I'm about to do. Okay. Gosh.
Mansion SMP live stream interviews. I do want to point out we have made a few changes as regards to the stream. You may have noticed already, or you will notice in the future. And we've made it to where it's a little bit, better quality for our viewers and everybody who participates today. Today we are doing interview number 3, and we are interviewing our very own Kata. So please help me welcome her to the stage.
Hi, Pop.
Hi. How are you doing today, Kata?
I am quite tired and a tad bit nervous, but other than that, I should be fine, I think.
Nervous, I guess, comes with the territory.
I guess so.
Make sure I'm not worrying. Okay. So, any opening remarks before we get started?
I have an accent. I am German. I am aware of that. So if it comes strong, I apologize. It's just the way I speak. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Anything else?
No. I think I should be good.
Cool. All right, so let's get started. Let me make sure I'm not sitting on the back of the. Okay. Let me turn on F1. Okay. So I've got a good collection of questions For those of you at home, we have completely and totally redone a few things on the stream, which I had mentioned before, and one of which is the questions and the means in which we're going to present them. So that way it's a little bit more, viewer friendly. We have three categories today that we're going to discuss. The first category is going to be about your character.
Yeah.
The one is going to be about your lore. And then the third one is just a couple questions based on your favorites today.
Okay. I think
Okay.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right.
Yes.
Our thing is, can you give us a short description of like your character, like what she looks like, what she does, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so my character looks exactly like the skin I use in Minecraft. So she has like very white hair. Is also very pale. She is like her background. She is of elven descent, and yeah, I know it's quite fancy actually. I might add. But yeah, that's like for her visuals. And should I also add a like short description about her characteristics and all?
Yeah.
Okay. She is on like the typical scale. She's lawful neutral, and yeah, I think essentially she likes she likes to like be neutral and don't make too many enemies. Is quite afraid of like conflict and war breaking out. And I'd say she tries to be very like fair and positions of judging and all. Like after all, she is the acting judge of the server. Yeah, so being neutral is definitely a plus in that, I'd say.
Yeah. I mentioned in the last interview, whenever we were interviewing our friend Siren, that the courthouse that we built that is next to the spawn temple was canonically built by them, me, and you.
Yes.
50 years prior to the start of the actual lore itself. And so you've got your name, of course, on the plaque that's outside the door. So
Yes, that is true. So yeah, we do have a courthouse. It's very pretty. Pop did an amazing job building it, honestly.
Anything else about your character that you would like to add?
I'd say she is one of the leaders of the Holy Village, which is the village associated to the Temple of Lex. Yeah, otherwise for like character relationships and all, I think we're going to talk about that like a bit later.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, she is a very prominent like person in the law section of the server, I'd say. That's, I think, a good rundown of the character without giving too much away.
I'd say that too. I think your and my character are canonically besties, so that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, I do think we've exchanged an emerald, like friendship emerald already at some point.
Friendship emerald.
Yes.
All right. So my first question for you today is, what inspired your character? Like, who inspired it? What inspired it? Can be from any kind of a media. Did you read a book? Did you watch something? What was your inspiration?
Quite honestly, like whenever I did like roleplay stuff in the past, I always used to be an elf or like some sort of half elf. I think I was like very heavily influenced by The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings.
Woohoo!
I think that just like warped my brain in a direction that I like elves a lot. And quite honestly, for like I've never really played a very neutral character. And I was reading through like all of the other lore documents and I was like, oh my god, everyone just has so much stuff going on. There's so many alignments all over the place. And I thought maybe it would be good to like have some sort of like a more chill character, maybe. If that's how one could say it, and like a bit more neutral and just generally more chill. Like, don't get me wrong, there is gonna be drama going on, but it's
Yeah.
mostly gonna be like more inward focused rather than outward focused, I'd say.
That's actually really good. And the whole thing about, inspiration from Lord of the Rings and Tolkien now, very,
Yeah.
very based, I might add. Very based.
Thank you.
I was previously hyper fixated on those for like the longest time, so I definitely understand where you're coming from. That's why a lot of my characters have pointed ears, like a lot of my
Oh,
OGs do.
yeah, I can understand. I was like just focused on that too. I think I've read through the like entire trilogy of Lord of the Rings in like 2 months. I was very obsessed.
That's awesome. I actually
Yeah.
have the edition of the movies. They're my
Ooh.
babies.
Oh, I can imagine.
For movie night.
Yes, we do have to
Yeah.
do
Of course, they're 12 hours all combined, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question. Do you mind sharing how old your character is, or is that something that's gonna be in the lore that you're gonna share?
Well, I'm free to share it. Like I think my character is over 1,000 years old. But since like that's just a lot of time, she just stopped counting at some point because she was like, what's the point? It's just a number. Um, so yeah, 1,000+ years, but counting, and she just didn't count anymore. She was bored by it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, my last question in this category of the character of Katha is, what are some of the relationships that you have or will have in the lore?
To be fair, I haven't quite planned everything out. I am a bit of a procrastinator in that aspect. I do know that like we have a friendship, like a very good one. And also my character will adopt Hat at some point during the lore, like very early lore, honestly. Other than that, I think she's like just very neutral towards everyone. She has a good alignment with the Temple of Lex, as I said before, and also the Empire built by Hat, OP, Eco, I think is there, and Penny. So she does have good relationships with them, and other characters, like she's neutral to them until they are judged in court and found guilty. Then it like changes a little because she found them guilty, so they must have done something wrong. Yeah.
You did something wrong if you're getting found guilty.
I would say so.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any more remarks about your character before we move on?
I don't think I have.
All right. So that's the end of the character specific questions. The next one we're going to move to is the lore category, which this one is lengthy. I apologize to the viewers in advance. This one's a little bit more lengthy. Our lore does start on the 25th. We're going to set a time for it to specifically start, but it's going to be going all day. So any of our members can just join at any time. They can stream whenever they can. There's really no regulation for that after it starts.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I have on here is, can you give us a small overview of your lore? Like just a brief thing. You can reveal as much or as little as you'd like.
Yeah, so she, as I said before, in like the relationships and character stuff and all, she will adopt Hat at some point, and there's gonna be some drama further down the line in this whole aspect, which I'm not gonna spoil because I don't know how much of their lore they want to be revealed or like they want to have revealed, honestly. I can say that my character's lore, at least like for season 1, is gonna be like very inward focused, like more on the mental side, or rather dealing with past trauma and healing from that, and also a bit of spiraling at some point, honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah, she won't be like the most aggressive towards others, but like towards herself, that's like a whole other level.
That's
Yeah, I don't want to reveal more because, as I said before, it's heavily tied in with others' lore, which I don't want to spoil.
Um, so I know you said earlier, this is kind of like a personal, like personal as in I'm the one asking it, not as the interview, but as like another member. I know you earlier did mention something about you have really, really good relationships with the inhabitants of the Etymology Empire.
Yes.
And then you're also, of course, the town leader of the Holy Village, which is
Mhm.
connected to us, which is one of the Holy Trinity. My
Yeah.
question is, once all of the good versus evil starts going down, like with Lou and Hikari and everybody coming to, kill me, uh what do you think you're gonna do when that happens? It's just
Um, it is interesting. I'd say until they actually take action and kill you, or like rather your character, Cartha will like try to stay out of the situation as long as like possible because she has to remain neutral. That's like one of her key values. Um, I do think that like, however, when like people are threatened, which mean a lot to her, she will choose a side, and of course, it has to correspond with like her perception of morality and justice. But
right.
I do think, as of like the stuff that has been planned out for now, she is going to take your side further on, which can interfere with her work as acting judge. I'd say that.
Yeah, because I was more really curious. It's not like, oh, were you gonna choose the side? It was more of, what are you gonna do whenever that happens? Like, is there any specific action that your character is gonna take or whatever? But that was just kind of more of a me question.
Yeah, I think a specific action like she will take is probably banishment from neutral
Ooh,
grounds. I think that's something interesting, actually.
ooh.
Um, but yeah, other than that, I think I don't plan out that much stuff in advance. I'm more of like improvising. I'm more of an improvising player. And I like to improvise like actions in the moment. But as of now, I do think that like banishment from neutral ground, just as like the temples, spawn, the courthouse, marketplace, and all of that is gonna be
Ooh,
maybe something which can be done.
that's gonna be interesting. I'm ready to pour that tea. Uh,
Mm, gonna take some time though.
yeah. Okay. So my first question as far as like in the official, list of questions that I have written down,
Yeah.
and I've asked this before, what was going through your mind whenever you were writing?
Honestly, I was just like, okay, I have to make this good, and I want to make this something I'm gonna enjoy. I don't want to like create a character which I'm not gonna enjoy playing. And like which also went through my mind a lot was like we have, like as I said before, we have so many like very chaotic characters on the SMP because a lot of people here are very chaotic, which is
Okay,
nothing bad. Which is nothing bad.
we had to make a rule: no weapons in the audience.
Yes, we did. um. So yeah, I was probably just thinking, okay, how can I make my character, at least from like moral alignment at the start, as unproblematic in quotations as possible. Um, so yeah, as of now, she's very unproblematic. That might change later down the road. I haven't really decided yet. There's
Oh,
always a possibility.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. My next question is, who do you have lore planned with as of right now, and how connected is it to theirs?
As of right now, I have lore planned with Hat, OP, Penny, and like Eco, like the whole Mongology Empire. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Because they're gonna be very tied into my lore, as Hat's gonna be my adoptive daughter. So that's gonna be something where I'm like very tied up into their lore. I think that's gonna be like very interesting to see that play out. And also I am somewhat tied into your lore, Pop, as we discussed earlier. We have friendship emeralds, and seeing as like your connection with the Temple of Lex and me being like close associate to it, there's something going on as well. And I do think we have also some stuff planned with M, because as of my knowledge, he is the high priest of the server, right?
Oh, Ember, yeah.
Or like of Lex, high priest of Lex, right?
Yeah, he's like the let me think for a second. He's the high monk of the thing, because hers,
Yeah.
like Lex's religion. Lex didn't actually start it, it was the people who started it, and Lex just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah.
But the religion is kind of more based off of like Buddhism, that type of thing, whereas like say the Blood Gods is more like Catholic,
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like Christian type thing, but more like organized, because like he's like, yes, you are going to worship me and you're going to like it, that kind of a thing.
Yes.
And then I'm not sure what the Death Goddess one is based off of. I do have to do a little bit more writing in regards to that before the lore starts, so that way we can have like a nice, baseline set for that. So, but that would be,
Yeah.
Ember would love to do lore with, well, anybody, to be completely honest, but like people reaching out to him to do lore with both of his characters, he's just gonna have a field day with. He's gonna love it.
I can imagine. But yeah, like he's gonna be one of the characters I've lore with, because Holy Village, Temple of Lex, closely associated. I think we even have a private group chat for like just us as the Holy Village and Temple of Lex associates to plan out lore for that. So I'm also gonna be somewhat connected to Pidge's lore. We haven't really like talked that out though, but as Pidge is living in the Holy Village, there's also be some lore tied to them and as with my character's future lore plans. Other than that, I'm like free to do lore with anyone. Like just reach out to me. I'm kind of antisocial sometimes, and I have a fear of people, even though I know you all from the server. So, yeah, don't be shy to just like reach out to me if you want to do lore with my character, and I'll try and be more social and reach out to other guys I think I can do like good lore with in the future.
Oh, now that I think about it, you're probably gonna be Alice's aunt too, since Alice is my kid.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna just have a whole found family arc with Hyper then as well.
Yeah, I remembered that. You're definitely gonna have to like be the maid of honor at the wedding or something.
Oh my god, Pop, thank you so much. That's so adorable.
I do know that also Surdity and I have a lot of lore planned together, so you'll probably end up being connected to theirs as well.
Yeah. I can see myself in that. And I think like I'm also connected in like the main lore concerning you and Hikari and Siren and them.
Yeah,
I think I'll also play a part of there, but like I don't think we've talked it out just yet how exactly this will tie into everything.
Yeah, we're still trying to get all that planned out for a little bit of time.
Yes.
All right. My next thing is, can you tell us a little bit about your home? Like, you can tell us about the village, a little bit more about the village if you want to, or you can just tell us about your house, like the design, or just what all's there, or whatever. It's just whatever you want to share.
Yeah, sure. So quite funny. I think in the early days of the server, it was like sure that I'm gonna build the holy village, and I was like conversing with like, okay, what kind of place do I need to look for, because he wasn't able to log on to the server for that time, and then I was like, he was like, yeah, just look for a place which looks holy, and I was like, how does Minecraft look holy? Like, I guess there are beautiful places, but I was just like, where do I have to go? I was just so panicked. But then I found a spot which was like really cool. It was like this small valley, and also fairly close to spawn, which is important for like the major temple. And
Yeah.
so I just was like, okay, what kind of style do I want to build in? In the end, I decided for like the whole mushroom village type of theme. Because I just really like mushrooms.
That is
And
cute.
I think they look very cute.
I think yours looks pretty cute. It's a very aesthetic village.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying my best to make it look as cute as possible. It's not fully done yet. I'm planning to do like floating lanterns all around the two valleys.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, and like also around your barn and all.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it'll look very cute even at night. And yeah, for as my house, I really like it. It's kind of small. I need a storage system somewhere. And I don't like the drug hat. I don't like the drug shrooms. Please no. I'm sorry. Just in-game chat. What else? Yeah, for my house, it is really cute and cozy, and it's a small space which sometimes comes in handy when other people decide to cover it in science, which happened a few times. Other than that, I quite like the smaller building aesthetic in like all of Minecraft, so that was really the inspiration for it. And then for the banner, I think we just have a green banner with a mushroom on it for like fitting the entire village. I don't know if that's holy though. I did my best.
Do you also have the Holy Land banner hanging up everywhere as well, since
Oh,
they're
yeah.
thing. Funny story. Uh, for people who like don't know, the temple was actually built until after a good chunk of the Holy Village was. Canonically, it was
Yes.
there 1,000 years before, but actually built several weeks before the temple was ever constructed because we were having trouble finding a place for it.
Yeah, I remember that. No, because like everyone was building relatively close to span, I think just for Josh, who just went out a ton of blocks.
Yeah, Josh and Mo. They went out like thousands of blocks.
Yeah. Um so I guess it has been like difficult to find like good places. Like we had the thing with you relocating like closer to the Holy Village just recently, where there was
Yeah,
just abandoned starter houses just everywhere.
yeah.
And we didn't know who these belong to, and like if they're still used or not. We got that figured out, I think, in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of land which was not built on for a long time because of unclaimed starter houses.
Yeah. And so now we've got like a nice flourishing community going on, and I really like the aesthetic and like the togetherness we have like in that village. It's awesome.
Yeah, and also just generally, I think in the whole server, as like everyone's connected by paths, and I think Em's also building a railway system,
Yeah.
and I just really like the togetherness of the server we have.
He's got it like entirely automated too. That's going to be really really cool. He like
Yeah,
trying to come up with a design for it. That kid can do redstone like nobody's business. Ooh, that was loud. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
don't worry.
Knocked over a water bottle, a very metal water bottle.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it has water in it. I didn't know that. Okay, okay. Uh, question. We might have already answered this before. Oh, we might have already answered this before, but like, personally, are you connected to any of the Holy Trinity?
No, personally, I'm not. I do have a strong affiliation for the Lex Temple. However, as my character canonically comes like from a far out land, which has
Yeah.
their own deities, which is gonna be something I'm gonna tap into later lore. She's more connected to the deities of her homeland than the three main deities we have on the server. However, if she had like to choose in between them, she would always choose to affiliate herself with Lex, as that's
Cool.
just the one of the three main gods she feels them mostly connected to, if that makes sense.
That's awesome. That's awesome. uh, and my last question for this category that we have right here is what part of like just in general, what part of lore are you looking forward to?
Oh wow, I think I just got punched. I don't know.
Together?
I just got hit. I think maybe my Minecraft bugged as well. Anyway, I think I'm mostly excited for just any lore to come, to be honest, because everyone has like given so much thought into it, and I'm just really excited for all of that. But like, if I had to specify, I'm really looking forward to the entire Hikari and Pop arc, which is gonna come eventually. Because I've just heard so much about it, and I'm really looking forward to how it's gonna play out and all.
Too, honestly. That's gonna be so angsty, but it's gonna be so fun.
Yes. Can you imagine?
Not really. It's just, I'm just, yeah. I'm just gonna talk more about that whenever my interview comes on.
Oh, you
Because
have
if I
to.
start it, I won't stop. Oh, I have to give both mine and the explanation of the Holy Trinity and mythological. So mine's gonna be a little bit longer, but that's because I'm in charge of the Holy Trinity lore. So
I'm sure you'll do just fine. I'm very sure of that.
hopefully, fingers crossed. All right. Any closing remarks about your lore before we move on to the last category?
Um, I think I've said pretty much everything I am allowed to say. I'm hoping it's gonna like turn out good. And it's gonna be interesting, the stuff we've planned out so far. So yeah, like everyone who wants to be like more into the entire mansion, just like continue to check out our socials, because we have a lot of cool stuff planned for the future. And we have a lot of amazing people there, not just me. So yeah,
Mhm.
I think I'm just excited about all lore to come.
Yeah, it's lots of hype. I originally planned out these interviews in order to raise hype, and it looks like it's working because it looks like everyone in the audience is pretty.
It does.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, no killing each other.
No hitting each other as well.
Okay. My last category is favorites. Today we're gonna talk about like a little bit of like, well, just kind of favorites on the server. My first question is, what is your favorite part of lore and or being on like the server in general?
I think my most favorite part about it is just spending time with friends, and also people I've met through there. I don't think I've like had a conversation with Hat about or like before we actually logged into the server. And we just like bonded really quickly, and well, she's an amazing friend, and now I get to spend like more times with the OG mention squad as well.
Yeah.
Because like we're just playing Minecraft and vibing, honestly. And yeah, like I think that's the best part for me about the server, just the people on it.
Yeah, that's one of the best parts about being on the server, in my opinion, too, is just getting to spend time with everybody in both the Discord and the SMP. So it's just awesome. We're gonna create lasting relationships. So we're gonna be friends. I hope
Yes.
forever. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, my next question, and I've asked this one before. Besides your place, what's your favorite part? Like, what's your favorite part of the server? Like, what's your favorite place?
That's difficult because all places look amazing and each has their own vibe to it. I think one of the places I really like, I was just blown away when I first saw it, was honestly like your first barn pop. Like just the fields you've created, it looked amazing. Like it's still very very pretty, but like your place kind of belongs to my place now, so I'm not gonna list it, even though it would be like there on the list. Other than that, like a lot of building projects aren't done yet. I'm a big fan of all of the temples, honestly. Also, I really like the entire vibe the Mongology, I pronounced that right, hopefully, empire has going on, because it's just so many different building styles mixed together. I think it's the same with is it a village where Owl and Floofy are living in? I think so.
That one's called the Village of Mania. I think that, as last I heard, that was the name of it.
Yeah, that one looks amazing as well. Also, Frogs and Yang's place. I think like just every place is amazing in its own way, and I can't really compare them all.
It's gorgeous. Everyone's doing such a good job building, and yes, that means
Exactly.
especially Hat Owls and Hyper are three of the best builders on this server, and I will swear that I will take it to my grave. I don't care. They are the three best builders on the server.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, 100%.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, also, I wouldn't like cross you from that list, Pop, because you built the temples, you built the courthouse, you built an amazing barn, and all of that. I mean, you're one of the talented builders as well on the server, definitely.
Not on their level. They're like freaking Owl's tree. Like that's just insane.
It is like everything's good, and it's I don't think you can really compare it with one another, to be honest. It's all just amazing in its own way.
Okay. My last question in this category is it doesn't necessarily have to be connected to yours, but whose lore are you most looking forward to?
Can I just say everyone's again?
Yes, yeah.
Because I think like everyone put so much work into it. I do think I'm really excited to see how Clay's lore is gonna like go, because I think Clay was one of the first people who had like their entire character done.
Yeah.
And it's just a very different concept. I'm really excited to see how that plans out in the entire lore. Other than that, I just like everyone's lore, man. I'm excited for every event on the server.
I am so hyped. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's the last of my questions. We are ready to open up to live stream and live audience questions. If you want to unmute, you are perfectly welcome to do that, as long as it's not about a dragon or drugs. Or
Thank
if you want, we are missing our lovely producer piece today. So no hat, no drugs.
No,
Not
no
you.
hat. Not this time. Not this time.
um.
Oh, do.
Serenity asks, "Do you like waffles?"
I do like waffles. They're good.
Yes, Pip, as long as it's not anything bad, because if it is, you're getting banned, man.
Understood. So, Katha, what tutorial did you use for your lawn ears? Because I think we used the same one. To be honest.
Like skin presets. I have to be honest. I'm playing on Bedrock, so I just went onto the gallery and see which skins they had, and I just picked one which looked cute. I don't know what I used.
Because the shape of your ears kind of reminds me of the tutorial I used to make my wolf-like ears, so inside my head.
Oh, yeah. I think the skin I have does have like longer ears and horns. I think. But it's very cute, and I'm not gonna change it. Thank you. I also like your skin. It's very pretty.
You're kind.
Opie asks, who do you want to do lore with the most, who you aren't going to do lore with?
Oh, who I have not planned to do lore with. That's a tough one. Okay, let me think for a second. I do think Hyper, Floofy, or Siren would be on that list. Because all three of the characters are like very diverse and could fit partially into my storylines or like future storylines we haven't planned yet. These would be like three people I haven't actively spoken yet about lore plans who I'd be like excited to do lore with, honestly.
Hat asks, what's your favorite mob?
Angry.
The mushroom. I like the mushroom. I would have like said the moo bloom, but like the moo bloom is not there, so it's the mushroom.
07.
Pip asks, out of all of the audience members currently present, whose lore specifically do you find the most interesting in your opinion?
Oh. Okay. I just want to say everyone's again, man. This is tough. Why do I get the tough questions? Well, I do think honestly Serenity's lore. Yeah, because my character is as of now not going to be in contact with Serenity, but like the entire concept they have like for their lore. I think that's gonna be very, very cool, and I hope it's gonna like fit very well into the entire dynamics we're going to have on the SMP later on. I think it's gonna be very cool.
Serenity's just getting worshipped now. Everyone bow down. Anybody have any more questions? Any questions on the live stream?
As of right now, we have no questions on the live stream chat.
Oh.
Peace asks, Katha, do you have any types of punishments planned for lawbreakers?
Honestly, I haven't given much thought about that, but as I've mentioned earlier, I think the banishing on neutral property is something which can be very interesting in future lore. And I do think we do need a prison at some point. Later down, definitely later down.
I'll write that down.
So I won't endorse killings or like just generally what's it called? Oh, when the state murder, yeah, executions. Thank you so much. I don't think I'll do that because that's just like not really the vibe I'm going with and where I stand personally as a real person with my morals. So yeah, it's either going to be prison or banishment from neutral property. These are the punishments I think are going to be very effective.
Opie asks, Katha, do you ever think you're going to become a villain maybe at the end of the series?
I don't think Katha will become like a full-blown out villain. I think she can definitely become more in the like villainous zone, but never towards other people, but just maybe like having internal crises with her morals, and maybe that's gonna be like just send her spiraling for a time. Maybe she'll reset and like be her normal self again, or maybe she'll just continue to spiral until well, she becomes somewhat of a villain, but not like a full-blown villain, like chaotic villain. I don't see her that way.
Pip asks, what would your character do if someone being accused of a crime attempted to seduce their way out of a guilty verdict?
I'm not able to be seduced. Well, if that should be the case, I think I will have a co-judge. I think as of now, that's gonna be Miss. I have to still like talk with them though. This was just an idea we threw around at some point. So if like the scenario happens that one of us gets seduced, the other one will step in and carry out the justice sentence. Oops. So there's no way to seduce yourself out of the trial. It's gonna be fair. I hope.
Nice. Also, if you do end up deciding to have Miss as a judge, then let me know. That way I
Yes,
can do special team.
I'll definitely do so.
I think I had asked one earlier before the punishments for lawbreakers.
Mm-hmm.
Opie asks, what would character Katha do if a child has something happen to them and they got revenge? Who would be on the wrong then if the other person did something bad to the child character first?
It of course depends on the maturity of the child, the maturity level. If that child is going to be a very young child, the person who hurt the child will be definitely prosecuted and accordingly judged. If we're talking about like more of a teenager, I do think before they take any action by themselves to take revenge, they should come to Canon Katha and like discuss it first to like take legal actions. If they don't do it, it does depends on the circumstances, like how bad the abuse or like general the hurt was, which was caused. But generally, I wouldn't think that the child is gonna be in the wrong. Yeah.
These are some deep questions, man.
Yeah. Right. Damn. Just
At least
dive
it's
right
not
in.
trains or something. Trains.
Hmm?
Do you like
What? I couldn't catch that. What?
do you like trains?
I couldn't understand the last part. I'm so sorry, Paul.
Do you like trains?
Trains. Oh, I love trains. Oh, thank you for spelling that. I like trains. I think they're cool.
So we're doing something right. Cool.
Yes.
Hey, that's awesome. Okay. Are there any more questions?
I think I've seen one from Hat which spelled, "Do you like signs?" or like opinion on signs. And
Oh.
generally, I have nothing against signs. I have something against signs when a specific person decides to plaster my entire house in them, so I can't walk because I just see signs. That's something I would be kind of critical on, but otherwise signs are good. Yeah.
All right.
As of right now, there are no new questions.
Okay.
And that is all. No more questions in the audience. Going once, going twice. All right. Well, it looks like that's the end of the question. Katha, do you have any closing remarks?
Well, thank you for having me and for like switching that all around very spontaneously. Um, yeah, I'm just excited for future lore, and I'm excited for like just everyone's else and to spend time with my friends. That's essentially all. And I like you guys very much. You're very nice people.
Oh, here's the Bloop. There you go.
Ooh,
You guys
thank
are gonna get one too. Don't worry. Okay. Well, I am very, very much looking forward to role playing with you, and I think everybody else is too. And I'm excited to see your lore play out as well, because that sounds like it's gonna be really interesting.
thank
So
you.
everybody's saying Casa slash positive.
Oh,
I wholeheartedly
that's so sweet.
give the audience one more. Hello, you guys. Oh, bye. Bye, Lou.
Bye bye.
Oh. All right. Well, I think that's about all we have for today. Thank you guys for watching on the live stream. Thank you guys who are watching when it's a VOD. Everybody who came out live, everybody who's helping out. Special thanks to Owls for helping me better the stream and for being both the cameraman and producer today. We could get woohoo, yay for Owls. Thank you for coming out. And yes, of course, we were going to move your time up if you needed it. We take care of each other here. So we're gonna make sure that it's not like too super late for you since you are in a completely different time zone. So oh, Loom says bye, and I
Oh,
that color in their name too.
have a good rest of the time zone.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys. You have of course, a good rest of your time zone, and I will see you guys at the next interview featuring our very own cameraman, Owls. Hey, bye.
Bye bye.